seeing her contribution.
A Corgi in the fall, and after that dose of misery, and I don't mean Brian Lenihan, I think you need a little cheering up. So I'm going to quote from a very eminent economist. Now, I hear you say, oh, the dismal science, I might have a chance of a pint before Brian Cowan comes out with the boxing gloves. But no, hold on. I think we have found the only optimistic economist in Ireland, if that's not a contradiction in terms. Because in yesterday's Irish Independent, Brendan Keenan pointed out that our country has been transformed at a speed which few countries have ever matched. We are far richer, he said, live much longer, are better housed, and are more gainfully employed than 20 years ago. We have far more possessions, and we enjoy ourselves more. Now, I'm tempted to stop there and to save Mr. Keenan's blushes, because such a positive analysis might not go down too well with the other members of his profession, but, believe it or not, it gets even better, because he points out that the average wage has tripled, we're paying less tax, and we're enjoying higher living standards than ever before. A Corgi in a fall, it is we in Fianna Fáil who have created that new economy. And we in Fianna Fáil, we are proud of what we have achieved, but we are ambitious for an even brighter future. Today, we are a strong, confident, successful country. We have a well-educated, energetic and highly motivated generation of young people who are making the most of opportunities that their parents couldn't even dream of. In partnership with the Irish people, Fianna Fáil is building a better Ireland, a modern, dynamic and outward-looking country, a country built on the talent, hard work and enterprise of the Irish people, and a government that works with them and for them. Because all across the country, new possibilities are being realised, horizons are being widened and communities are changing for the better. From Glendalough to Glenamaddy, from Gortadley to Gortahork, communities are being revived, families are returning home, and we are seeing the rejuvenation of local facilities and the rebirth of rural Ireland. And as the party of government for most of the past 20 years, it has been our privilege in Fianna Fáil to work with and on behalf of the Irish people, initially to sow the seeds of recovery and then to use dynamic and innovative economic and fiscal policies to stimulate job creation and to put money back in people's pockets so that they can choose how they want to spend it. Because our emphasis has always been on people and not on power. This generation in 21st century Ireland will build on the vision of our parents and our grandparents, the visions of unity, community and prosperity. The unity of our country and our people that the 1916 leaders died for, leaders whose heroic sacrifices we will quite rightly commemorate again starting next year. The vision of the sense of community that has always been at the heart of the core values of Fianna Fáil, and the social and economic prosperity that is the envy of Europe. And that economic prosperity was built on the strength of our education system, on the commitment of our teachers, and on forward-thinking government policies. When this country was broke, we invested in education. And now we are a wealthy country, education is still our priority. And it should be for a successful Ireland. It is Fianna Fáil who has delivered. It is Fianna Fáil who has delivered on every major expansion in education provision since independence. We have supported our primary schools, introduced free second-level education and expanded our third level by creating institutes and universities. And we will continue to increase funding for our teachers and services in our schools. We will continue to upgrade the school buildings and build new ones. We will continue to open up access to third level and to adult education, because we believe that every child in this country deserves the opportunity to develop and to reach his or her potential. But while we might be spending While we might be spending €500 million on school buildings this year, compared to 70 million in 1997, we know it is not bricks and mortar or tarmacadam and steel that form the foundations of our future, though they are welcome nonetheless. But it is the confidence, the assertiveness, the intelligence and the adaptability that a well-rounded education imbues in our young people. That is what gives them the passport to a job or a career at home, in Ireland or anywhere they choose. But while providing for every child in the country, we prioritise the most vulnerable, the child with special educational needs and the child from the disadvantaged area. And it is a sad reality that special education has been systematically ignored in the past. But we are now in the middle of a dramatic improvement in the level and quality of our special educational services, services that are making a real difference to the lives of many children with special needs and their families. Today there are 14,000 people in our classrooms working solely with children with special needs and with learning difficulties, because we believe that the child with special needs is special and deserves special attention, and we are giving it. We are also targeting the most disadvantaged young people, supporting them at primary school, guiding them through second level and encouraging them into third level. The opportunities that education provides should be there for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are or where you live, and we will see to that. Because our schools are at the heart of our community. Half of the schools in the country have only 4 teachers or less. Other countries have shut these schools down. They have forced children from the country to go into the towns. They have forced them to abandon the institution around which the community is built. But Fianna Fáil believes that the small school is at the core of the small community. It's a focus for the parish, it's a focus for the people, and we will continue to support our small schools because we are investing in our people and we are investing in our communities. And those are the principles on which we have delivered for our country, and they're the principles that will continue to guide us. And the evidence of our commitment to strengthening communities can be seen throughout the country. It can be seen, as I've said, in the rural rejuvenation, but also in the urban. We can see it from Ballybock to Ballybrack, but nowhere more evident than in the rejuvenation and the rebirth of Ballymun. For a generation of Dubliners, Ballymun was associated with bad planning, official neglect and a sense of isolation from the community. Today, Ballymun is being transformed through Europe's largest urban regeneration initiative, because in partnership with the local people, we are helping a community to be reborn, because we knew they needed investment and support and not empty rhetoric. But we will continue to work with people across the length and breadth of this island, building local sports facilities, investing in local infrastructure, supporting them in generating hope and confidence in the future for their children and the generations to follow. Our communities are changing. They're becoming more multicultural, more diverse in colour and in language. All welcome, all building their own communities within our community. I have been welcomed in schools in 24 different languages. But what about our own language? Cadfin Gaelga. And will we again of our nohan can Gaelga Kirkan Keen? Ta ferber agus lachnu na tangal a feshkin der fud na tira. Dan chedur riv ta gael skull in ngak ein kunte in san tir sha. Agus is Fianna Fáil a hug an takiot das na skull na shen. Our language is a part of our identity, but our families are at the core of our community. And we are the party that believes in the importance of the family, all families. We know that the most important investment we can make in our country's future is to invest in our children. And we know that investing in children means helping and supporting their parents. That is why we have treble child benefit. That is why in the context of next month's budget, this Fianna Fáil-led government will enhance the provision of childcare services, not just for those in the workplace, but also for those in the home. The state cannot build families, but we can and we will provide the support to sustain the family unit. And that is support for the working mother and father, or the parent who chooses to stay at home, and Brian Cowan will deliver for parents to give them real choices. Because we know that the wealth of our country is measured by the strength of the support that it provides for our youngest and oldest members. We believe in recognising the contribution of our old and in supporting our young. We believe in doing it in partnership, and Bertie Ahern is the architect of that partnership. In modern times, no leader has had to put up with so many dismissive attacks from his opponents, and no leader has amassed such a record of achievement. Indeed, both Fine Gael and Labour are now on their third leader in an attempt to defeat Bertie Ahern. But speaking of Fine Gael, where's Enda these days? It's sometimes hard to pick him out from the crowd of a colourless crowd of Fine Gael TDs. It's a bit of the bland leading the bland. But I can understand why Enda is very shy about speaking in public. After all, he's only in the Dáil for 30 years. And what little he does have to say would only upset Pat and Trevor. If they were all on a soap opera, I couldn't see them on Friends or Neighbours, but they'd be dead ringers for grumpy old men. What little we know about their policies, what little we know of the policies of this alternative government leads us to believe that they are mismatched, they are clumsy and they are contradictory. Less of a Mullingar accord and more of a Mullingar accordion, and one that is very out of tune at that. However, our achievements are clear. Bertie Ahern's achievements are clear. And we will continue in this Fianna Fáil government to lead Ireland for the next 18 months and beyond. To lead this country with confidence and forward-looking future. We will build the future, we will build the economy, we will build the infrastructure, we will build the communities, and we will do it in partnership of the people of this proud, prosperous and generous nation. Good evening, mothers.